Okay, so imagine for a second there's a book over 100 years old that has this legendary reputation as a secret text for creating, well, just massive wealth and success. A book so powerful that, as the story goes, it was deliberately suppressed, only to pop up again decades later, secretly passed between the future giants of a whole new generation. Yeah, that quote right there, it just captures the whole mystery of it perfectly. The legend is that after just vanishing from the public eye, this text resurfaced, of all places, in Silicon Valley. It was quietly handed from person to person to the very people who are about to completely change the world. So, what is actually in this thing? What kind of secret, what kind of principle from a century ago could possibly be so powerful? Well, today we're going to crack it open. The book is called The Master Key System, and its central secret is, believe it or not, surprisingly simple. But it's a total 180 from how most of us try to live our life.
To really get a handle on this secret, we've got to start with the book's really weird, almost mythical journey, from this private course for the super elite to a lost text, and then, finally, to a Silicon Valley legend.
It all kicked off way back in 1912, and it wasn't even a book you could just go out and buy. Nope. It was this exclusive 24-week correspondence course for the wealthy and powerful. But then, right around 1933, poof, it just vanished. It went out of print for decades, basically becoming a lost piece of work, only to have its ideas bubble back up to the surface in the perfect place, Silicon Valley, where the whole idea of building new worlds from pure thought was literally becoming the new reality. So what was this fundamental idea? What was it that grabbed the imagination of so many innovators? It really all boils down to one single powerful concept: the world within. The author, Charles Haanel, he argues that every single one of us has this internal world, a world of thought and feeling. And this isn't just some space for daydreaming. No, he claims it is the direct cause of everything in our external lives: your health, your relationships, your bank account, all of it. He calls it the universal fountain of supply, which basically means anything you could ever want has to originate from this inner world first. Now, the logic here is, it's huge. Think about it. If your outer world is just a reflection of your inner one, then trying to change your circumstances directly is like trying to change your reflection in a mirror by touching the mirror. It's totally pointless, right? If you want real, lasting change, you've got to go to the source. You have to change the cause, which is inside your own mind. And you have to understand just how radical this idea is. Most of us, we operate from the outside in. We hustle, we grind, we try to force the external world to give us what we want. This book just flips that whole script upside down. It says the real work, the work that actually creates things, that all happens on the inside first. Okay, so if our inner world is that powerful, how does it actually work? What's the mechanism here? Well, Haanel breaks it down by explaining that our mind isn't just one thing. It's actually two different parts that have to work together. So on one side, you've got your conscious mind. Think of it like the captain of a ship or the watchman at the gate. It's the part that reasons, that analyzes, that makes all the choices. But then you have the subconscious mind. This is the engine room. It's the huge, powerful crew that just takes orders and doesn't ask any questions. It doesn't reason, it just does. It's what keeps your heart beating, what keeps you breathing, and, this is the crucial part, it works to create in your life whatever the conscious mind tells it to. Now get this. According to the book, at least 90% of our mental life is subconscious. 90%. That means the vast, vast majority of our creative power is chugging along right beneath the surface, totally outside of our awareness, just shaping our reality based on whatever seeds our conscious mind happens to be planting. So the whole secret is this relationship. Your conscious mind chooses the destination, the thought, the goal, the vision, and it then passes that order down to the subconscious, which has access to these incredible creative forces and works 24/7 to turn that idea into your physical reality. Okay, so that's the theory, but how do you actually apply it? How do you grab the steering wheel and consciously direct this incredible power? Haanel lays out a really clear three-step process. Step 1 is idealization. This means you have to form a crystal clear, super detailed mental blueprint of what you want. No vague wishes allowed. Then, step 2, visualization. You take that blueprint and you live in it mentally. You see it, you feel it, you experience it in your imagination until it feels absolutely, completely real. And only after that internal reality is rock solid does the final step, materialization, happen. That's when the outside world starts to shift and conform to your inner vision. Now, this whole idea of pure mental creation, it might sound a little like science fiction, right? But the book actually points to real-world geniuses who worked this way. Take Nikola Tesla, one of the greatest inventors in history. He claimed he would build, test, and perfect his inventions entirely in his mind. He'd run them in his imagination for weeks, and only when that mental version was absolutely perfect would he build the physical thing. And it always worked, without a single exception. I mean, that is visualization in action.
So you see, the key here isn't just wishful thinking. It's disciplined, focused, creative work. It is the labor of building your desire so clearly and so consistently in your inner world that the outer world has no choice but to bring it to life. Now, I know this all sounds really grand and theoretical, but you have to remember the Master Key system was a practical, step-by-step course. So where does Haanel tell you to start? What is the absolute #1 first step on this path to mastery? It begins with this exercise that sounds almost deceptively simple. You find a quiet place, you sit down, and for 15 minutes you are just perfectly still. No fidgeting, no shifting, zero movement. The only goal is to get complete conscious control over your own physical body. And the purpose here is absolutely crucial. This isn't about emptying your mind or meditating. It's about establishing authority. The logic is so simple. If you can't even control your own muscles for just a few minutes, how on earth can you expect to control the chaotic, powerful world of your own thoughts? It's that first essential proof of command. And that brings us right to the final, powerful takeaway from this 100-year-old system. If your thoughts are the cause, and your entire life is the effect, then you are always, in every single moment, in control of the cause. So, the only question left is, what effect will you choose to create?